Hello, everyone. Andrew here, and I want to talk to you today about real estate agents and realtors and how it's predicted that so many of them are going to be leaving this field. And that's really a dramatic sign of what's happening with the economy. First of all, if it's your first time here, do me a favor, please, and like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of videos about real estate trends, housing trends, but also just trends in the economy in general. Talking about inflation, what's happening with inflation. I've done quite a few videos on what's actually happening because I really feel like we're not always being told the truth on everything, and there's a lot of warning signs that are out there that nobody's reporting on. They're not telling you about these warning signs. And one of these warning signs is what's happening in the housing market. Now, it's already, it's been just this red hot market. It's been crazy the last few years. And there's already signs that that is cooling off. We all know about the mortgage rates going up and that's happening. But I want to tell you how that's going to affect the amount of real estate agents and the amount of realtors that there are, because that's a very good indicator about the strength of our economy in general. It's kind of a joke. It's always been said that, you could throw a dart in any direction and you would hit a real estate office because there are a lot of realtors. There's actually over 3 million people that hold a real estate license. Now, that doesn't mean that they're all realtors. To be a realtor, you need to be a member of the National Association of Realtors. Now, I am a realtor. I am a member of the National Association of Realtors. I'm also a member of the Wisconsin Realtors Association. And I think there's great advantages to being part of both of those associations or your state association, whatever state you're with, because they do give you a lot of resources that can be used. Oftentimes, there are people that get a real estate license, but they don't become a realtor and they don't have the resources that are available from both the National Association of Realtors and also their local real estate group. Like I said, for me, it's the Wisconsin Realtors Association. They give us a lot of very, very useful tools that we can use. There's a lot more to involved in that as well. So I'll probably do a separate video on that. But I want to talk about, how many realtors there are, because I'm going to give you some stats from the National Association of Realtors. Again, right now there is it's closer to 1.6 million, but over 1.5 million realtors in the United States. And when the pandemic hit and everybody was finding out that maybe they weren't satisfied with their job, they didn't like what they were doing, they wanted to get into a different career, and they saw the housing market was so hot, they really felt like real estate would be a good career for them. But so statistically, in 2020 and 2021, the amount of realtors, these are people that joined the National Realtor Association, grew by 156,000 members in those 2 years. And it had actually been steadily increasing since 2012, since the last time we had a crash. It had been steadily increasing, but it increased by, again, 156,000 members just in 2020 and 2021. Statistically, the average person actually does not last. Well, I'll say it this way: 87% of all real estate agents quit within the first 5 years. And I always say, they don't quit because they're making too much money. So 87% already quit. Only 13% of all real estate agents make it past their first 5 years. No, I think that's very important because I've been doing this for over a decade now. And I think it's very important that you have an experienced real estate agent, or in my case, an experienced realtor helping you, because that experience really can make a lot of difference. Oftentimes, people get their license and they're doing it just as a side job, or maybe they've retired and they want to still have some income coming in. So they get a real estate license and become a realtor thinking they're going to make a lot of money. And unfortunately, they don't have the experience that someone that's doing this full time, because there's a lot of moving pieces. I say there's a lot more to a transaction than just listing a home. There are so many more things involved. I've done some other videos on that, on just exactly what's involved in that. So again, like I said before, if you would subscribe to the channel, check out some of the other videos, you can see what I'm talking about. I don't want to go too much into detail into it right now. But I just read an article. Excuse me, I was going to have my morning coffee. Shameless plug for Kimball Realtors, right? But I had just read an article that they figured that the amount of real estate agents will decline in 2023 by 30%. That 30% are going to be leaving the real estate industry. And part of it is because I think a lot of these new agents that came on when the market was so hot, are now finding out that there's a lot more involved. There's more people now asking for inspections again, that people were waiving those inspection contingencies, which I, from the very beginning, said was don't do that. Again, I don't want to keep saying it, but I did a separate video on just why you need that inspection contingency. But a lot of people were just willing to buy a house for over asking price. And, if you were a listing agent, you didn't have to go to your seller and say, look, your house hasn't sold. We need to do a price reduction. And those type of things are starting to happen again. So they're finding that it's not as easy, but also, again, not only not as easy, they're not making money like they thought they would. Again, realtors or real estate agents both are not leaving because they're making too much money. They're leaving because they're not making money. And again, it's predicted about 30% of the agents will leave in 2023. That's a big indicator of just what's going to be coming up because of the Federal Reserve keep raising their base rate, which in turn has caused mortgage rates to go up. They dipped a little bit the last couple of weeks, but they're still twice as high as what they were at the first part of this year. And when that happens, the demand for homes just comes to a halt. People that were looking for a home, unfortunately, no longer can afford to get the same home. So they've kind of gotten on the sidelines rather than getting a home. And that's going to turn to a lot of real estate agents, not renewing their license, not staying part of the Realtors Association, and leaving this industry. And that's an indication of the just economy in general. I've always said that real estate, when you're a realtor or a real estate agent, you're a small business, and small businesses are the backbone of this country. So when you think of 30% of the agents who are really their own small business leaving, that's small businesses that are closing. For lack of a better way to say it, that business is closing because when you're a realtor, you are your own boss. That was one of the reasons a lot of people got into it because you do have a very flexible schedule. The potential for reward is very great. People like that. People like the idea of controlling their own destiny and being their own boss. And I've always said that I wouldn't do anything else. Now, again, I've been doing this for over a decade now, so I have no intention of leaving. I'm still going to be here. I think it's very important when you're picking out your agent that you're going to be working with someone that not only has experience but also is going to be there for you, down the road. If you need something else, that same agent's still going to be here for you. Every year, I have a certain amount of percentage of my transactions that are people that either referred me because they bought or sold a home with me, or they themselves bought or sold a home with me, and now they're ready to do another transaction and they call me again. So every year I'm working with some of the same people that I've worked with in the past, which is really great. I love doing that. But like I said, unfortunately, 87% of the realtors or real estate agents do not make it past year 5. Only 13% do. So now it's even more so, with 30% are going to be leaving the industry. That's just a prediction, leaving this industry this year. I personally think it's going to be more than that. I think a lot of the part-time agents that got into it just aren't going to continue to do it because they're finding out how much work it is. And I think a lot of the full-time agents are not going to make the money they made the last couple of years and aren't going to be able to afford to stay in real estate. So unfortunately, we're going to see a drop in the amount of agents. I don't know. For me, it's not unfortunate because, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years now. I've seen a lot of realtors and real estate agents come and go. And I always say the best ones are the ones that stick around. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please give me a like on the video, share it with your friends, comment down below, and please subscribe to the channel. It's really important that we get some more subscribers to the channel because I want to keep bringing this information to you. And again, comment on what you'd like to see me talk about. I am a real estate agent, realtor, with over 10 years of experience. Glad to answer any of your real estate questions. And again, we talk a lot of other things about what's happening with the economy and how it affects us. Again, I think the housing industry really affects everyone on a day-to-day basis. So again, thanks for watching. Bye now.